this is Gypsy here with the one and only Insane Poetries. So good to have you on Music and Mayhem with John Russell. And we really appreciate your time, and you're headlining a show tonight for WZW.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And big shout out to Warzone Wrestling. You know, the promotion that brought me out here. You know, for the tour. It was originally the Legends of the Fall tour. It turned out to be where it's just me promoing for my Best of Insane Poetry release in December, actually. So
right. So you have a new release coming out in December. What's the name of it?
It's called The Best of Insane Poetry. 20 years of madness. Yeah, 20 years of madness. It's been 20 plus years doing it. It's been great. You know, it's been great. Been having fun with it lately, especially lately.
So right now your tour is basically to widen your fan base and get more people touching base with your hardcore fans and making some new fans at the same time.
Exactly. It's all spontaneous when you go to a show, especially whatever energy you bring is, you know, if you have great energy, if people don't know who you are, they're going to want to know in that time because you've caught their attention. And so a lot of times I'm servicing fans, but I'm creating new ones at the same time. So it's all good. It's all relative.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's very cool. We can't wait to see you play.
It's my first time in Tucson, so I'm really excited about it.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be your last time in Tucson, right?
No. We're planning to do it more, especially a lot more.
Good. So for the new fan, how would you best describe your music?
I would say it's a dash of Edgar Allan Poe. It's funny that I use that word, Holloman. My last name is Holloman. I feel like my writing abilities are in a way, if I was to describe any poet, the closest thing I would describe on how I write would be in that dark imagery. And I just paint it differently, you know.
Right.
I could say the same thing that everybody else is saying, I just say it different than they do. So I would say really dark, aggressive hip-hop.
Very cool. Very cool. So who were your influences that, when it all started for you?
It's funny because as far as music, for me, I've always heard music, you know, as a kid. Parents play music all the time, stuff like that, just all kind of different music. And I grew up in as far as my thought process was really artsy. So I wasn't, you know, I have a lot of West Coast influence in a music choice, but I could turn around and flip an East Coast beat back, you know, because some of my favorite artists is Redman. So I mean, obviously that says I like a lot of East Coast stuff too. So I grew up in a different era and time, so I was able to see, never blow up, but always watch things from how it went from analog to digital, and how the game has actually changed for people right now. For young artists out there trying to do it, is definitely a grind. You got to do what we're doing here. You got to do the interviews. You got to shake hands, kiss babies, and you got to get out there and touch people. You can't live behind the computer. You have to get out and touch people.
Exactly.
So that's the 3D effect. You know, you hit people up online, keep in contact, you go do shows. And you brand yourself, and I think that's what's going to make you stand out in this time now.
Excellent. Very cool, dude. It was, it's a hell of a pleasure to meet you, and I can't wait to see your show tonight.
I'm excited.
So, if people wanted to go online and learn more about you, where can they find you?
Oh, basically, you could go to any of the social media, of course. You can Twitter me, Insane Poetry, anything Insane Poetry, YouTube, Wikipedia. If you really Google search, and Wikipedia is probably your best tool to figure out what I've done. I'm on Facebook. I've gotten a plethora of pages on Google, and a lot of things. Google MTV, Pandora, Last FM, anything you can think of. I was fortunate enough to put a record out and have national distribution, and so we're able to get into certain things. There's a lot of artists that don't have distribution, they can't get on. You know, they're like fighting to get these kind of make these kind of moves and stuff like that. So I was fortunate enough to have that. So a lot of different times I have people that are new fans can be able to discover me on Facebook or whatever. Reverb Nation, definitely check out Reverb Nation, Insane Poetry. Basically, it just seems like every time I drop something new, I build a new, better fan base. Hell, I didn't even know I was selling records in Japan until about 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy. We just put a record out for a catalog, and it happened to be my second biggest selling record, period. You know, Japan picked up on it like crazy. I'm like, wow.
Well,
that's a record I did 10 years ago.
Japan and Euro starting to follow. Do you ever want to maybe do a Euro Japan tour?
Well, you know, with the right economic situation, it would be good to do Europe. Europe has, the fan base in Europe is not such a ADHD, or, you know, they don't have attention deficit like American people. I mean, I'm from America, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it really takes you a lot to keep my attention, you know, nowadays with music, because music, for one, is so easily accessible, and two, so many people can do it that the people that shouldn't do it are doing it.
Right.
You know, so it means an influx of so many people who potentially should have been buyers that are now trying to be sellers, which cut down on the you know, having enough good product out there. So you gotta weed through the bad product. Then the hardest thing is now to get people is to listen to your music. That used to be easy. That's the hard thing. Now, how do you sell it? You know, this is the digital era. Everybody can get it for free.
Exactly.
What else do you offer? And so what I do with my fans, I don't go. When I first came out, I sold about 75,000 records. You know, and if I was to do that in this day and time, in this age, that many, I would be on a major label. They'd be all knocking on my door.
Yeah.
How do you sell that many records and stuff like that?
So do you think free downloads has really hurt the business
Of
overall?
course, it hurt the business of it, but it made artists have to work harder to be just not rappers.
Right.
You know, if you go into the game to be a rapper, you should do it. Do it for, be a hobby. Don't do it 9 to 5. Do it as a hobby. Make people, you know, make some music. Do it for that. Because if you're not doing it to brand yourself or to do it as a business, or, you know, because you are a business. You don't look at yourself as a business, or your commodity or your product as a business. Nobody else is going to take you seriously. They're not going to invest into your product. Or do you want AIM or do you want Colgate? Well, you know, if I got Pepsi's trying to put money behind me, you know, I'm going to definitely make sure that they have a product that they can push. They already have a name, a label. But unfortunately, I don't have all that revenue behind me, so I just got my get it in, always old school, you know, rock the mic type shit. You know, I'm from a different cloth. I'm cut from, I don't hold my nuts and all that shit on stage. I come and just kill shit.
That's cool.
I burn shit down. That's what I do.
Awesome, dude. We can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's
So,
exciting. Bro.
Is there anything you want to add? Say a shout out to your Arizona new
Oh no,
fans?
definitely shout out Tucson. I mean,
WC Dub?
yeah, definitely WC Dub. The people who brought me out, my man Hans, the whole squad that brought me out. I have to give much love, much shout out. It's your man Insane Poetry. You should catch me down at DVA. Plus, also too, be on the lookout for the new album. It's the best of Insane Poetry. We're dropping that in December. Basically, it's a culmination of all the music I've done in the past 20 years. There's nothing but bangers on it. There's like 21 official bangers and like 3 new joints. It's probably the best work I've done put together. It sounds like a combination, but a compilation, but when you hear it back as a whole, it's a really dope album. I'm really proud of the record. You know, it let me know that, wow, damn, 20 years, and it sounds like this mix mastered really good, really sonically good to the ear. So really ready to push that, man. So I'm really excited to be. And look, Tucson is hot. It's hot out here, but it's hot. It's just the whole vibe is hot. I'm getting used to. I'm getting plugged into the whole wrestling situation and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about how everything's gonna go down tonight. Really.
It'll be excellent. We want to thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Insane Poetry.